Hello again, everybody. This is Ron Perry, and along with my wife, Faye Alardi Perry, are the owners of Virgin Beach Resort, Malbago, Daanbantayan, Cebu, Philippines. And we're still here in California, in Tulare, at our home, Loving Care Assisted Living for the Elderly, taking care of 5 residents. Now our license is for 6. I'm here on the side yard with some roses and some other vegetable plants in the back to the right of me, your left, I guess. And then today's video, today's vlog number 7, is going to be about the high and low tides at Virgin Beach Resort. And first of all, be sure and subscribe, like, and share, and leave your comments below. A lot of people are disappointed when they get to the beach and they want to swim in the sea and it's low tide. And they think for some reason that we have something to do with that, and obviously we don't. God has planned that, and basically there are 2 tides per day, high and low, 2 cycles, 2 highs and 2 low tides per 24-hour period, and they're about 12 hours apart. So the high tide, actually 24 hours and 50 minutes apart. So there'll be probably 1 or 2 days a year where it's only 1 high tide, low tide cycle per day. Of course, the highest tide is during the full moons and the new moons, and also where the sun is closest to the earth and the moon is closest to the earth. And that causes a gravitation and causes the bulges in the earth, which, since most of the earth is water, creates that bulge into a high tide. And then as that bulge goes back, that's the low tide. So we're going to have a short video that Emily took, our cook. And thank you for watching our vlog, and we'll talk to you next time. So here we are looking out to the north of us, and it's not a real extreme low tide, but it's typical of the low tides. The neighbors, of course, the Filipinos love at low tide to go out and collect small fish, crabs, shells, snails, sea snails, sea urchin. Swaki is the one that they really like here in Malbago, and Malbago. And then, of course, sea cucumber, abat, jellyfish, and a lot of other things, seagrass, that they like to eat. So here we are at Virgin Beach, and you can see the people there going out and collecting some marine life. It's really interesting to go down at low tide and see these things up close. There's, by the way, there's a starfish and octopus, and it's a very small octopus. I forget what it's called, but it's a blue one, and it's they say it's poison, but I don't know. But there's so many other things you can see, and it's really great for families to take their kids down there, especially city folks and foreigners, to take their families, their children down there to learn more about the marine life in our seas and how rich and diverse the marine life can be. The highest tides for Virgin Beach Resort is usually in June and July, and the high tide will come up all the way to the seawall. So the difference of high and low tides can be as little as 1 meter, depending on the phase of the moon and also the closeness to the earth. And then the extreme high tide, low tide difference can be 3 to 4 meters, I believe, in our area. So it's not the most extreme high tide in the world, extreme difference of tides in the world, but it can be extreme during those times. And when low tide, during those extreme low tides and high tides, the low tide will go way, way out. And that's when a lot of people like it, because so much of the sea urchin is exposed, and that's one of the favorites there of the local people. So if you're visiting Virgin Beach and would like to try some of those delicacies, just ask our staff, and we'll be happy to oblige to go out and get some sea urchin or swaki. Now there's another type of sea urchin that has black and has long spines on it, and yes, that's can sting you, and then you have to put uric acid on it, or most commonly urine, to dissolve it because it's organic. And that sea urchin is called toyom. Locally, it's toyom. And actually, some people eat the inside of that also. Mostly, those are eaten kinilaw or raw, and you can put vinegar, tomatoes, onions, and so forth with it. And of course, you can taste the flavor of the vinegar, tomato, and onion. There is a mild flavor to the swaki. It's not a strong flavor, not as strong as you might think. And in fact, a lot of foreigners really like it. So my suggestion is, if you're there and haven't tried it, just ask the staff and they'll be happy to oblige. But it'll have to be during low tide. If high tide, it's a little more difficult because they'd have to swim and go down several meters to get the swaki. But we'll try to please. The other thing about the low tide is the fact that it can give us a chance to clean the beach.